Welcome to another session in this series. Okay, in the previous session we ended on question number 113. So here we start with question number 114. The question says each exterior angle of a polygon is 30. Calculate the sum of interior angles. Okay, we know that exterior angle is 360 over n, right? Where n is the number of sides. Okay, so we've been given that 30, okay, is the exterior angle. Each exterior angle is 30, so we can equate that to these two in order to find our n. Okay, so we can equate this to this. Okay, so we have 360 over n, so we can find n to be 360 over 30. Okay, so our n will be what? When we cancel out, what do we get? 12. Okay, so n is equal to 12. That's a 12-sided polygon. Okay, so now the question says we should calculate the sum of interior angles. What's the formula for that? 180 n minus 2. This is the formula for the sum of interior angles. Okay, so we can just input our n value over right here. Okay, cool. So that means we'd have 180 12 minus 2. That would give us 180 times 10, so we'd have 1800. Okay, cool. Let's move on to question number 115. Yeah, the question says you should find the angle, the size of the angle ZMN. So this angle is what you're looking for. Cool. We've been told that this line and this line are the same. That means this is an isosceles what? Triangle. That means the two angles here will be the same. So if that is the case, then let's label them as y. Okay, cool. Now, we've also been told that this side here is the same as this side. Okay, that means these two angles will also be the same. Okay, so let's label that angles and let's call them x. Okay, now when we look at this triangle right here, we have two angles, two interior angles, and we know that when we add two interior opposite angles, we should get what? The exterior angle. That means if you add x plus x here, you should have this angle here, which is y. Okay, so that means x plus x should give us y, right? So if we make x the subject, we'll have 2x equals y, and then finally you have x equals y over 2. Okay, so let's keep this in mind for now. Now let's try to find the value of y. How do you find the value of y? When we add the angles in this triangle, we should get 180, right? So that means that y plus 36 should give us 180. Okay, cool. Now what we can do is we have 2y equals 180 minus 36, which equals to 144. So we have 2y equals 144. Let's divide by 2. 2 cancels out, and then we'll have what? 72. Okay, so now we have our y to be 72. Then we can what? Substitute y right here to find our x. Okay, so x will be equal to 72 over 2, which gives us what? 36. Okay, so answer is C. Cool. Let's move on to question number 116. 116 and 17 have this preamble right here. Okay, cool. 116 says we should calculate the angle ONU. Where is ONU? ONU. That is this angle right here. So we are trying to find this angle. Cool. Now let's label that angle as x. Okay, now this angle x, we can easily calculate it if we know these two sides. Okay, now how do you know this side? But firstly, how do you know that x here would equal to this side and this side? Because you know that the sum of two opposite interior angles should give us what? The exterior angle, which is this angle. Okay, so this side plus this side should give us x, but we don't know this side. How do you find this side? Now looking at these two lines, they are what? Parallel to each other. Cool. Now with parallel lines, when you have a line crossing them, they form a z, right? Now the angles at the armpits are what? Alternate angles. So they give us what? They are equal. Okay, so those two angles are equal. So that means this angle here is the same as this angle here, which is what? 50. Cool. So this angle here is what? 50. So finally, we know that we can add this and this to get x. Okay, so our x is equal to 35 plus 50, which is equal to what? 85. Okay, so that is our answer for angle ONU, 85. Okay, cool. Now let's move on to question 117. The question says find the size of the angle SRT. SRT. So this angle is what we are looking for. Cool. Now let's label that and then we call it this angle what? Let's call it Y. Cool. Now looking at this angle, we can see that it is vertically opposite to this angle over here. Okay, so this and this are equal because they are vertically opposite angles. That means that angle will also be called what? Y. It is same as Y. Okay, cool. Now another thing, when you look over here, we have what? Opposite angles, vertically opposite angles. So that means they will also be equal to each other. Okay, so this angle here is also 35. So now that we know this angle and we know this angle, we can find what? Y. Because the sum of angles in a triangle add up to what? 180. So what that means is 50 plus 35 plus y should give us what? 180. So y should give us 180 minus 50 minus 35. So y finally will give us what? 95. Okay, cool. I think, yeah, 95. So our answer is B. Cool. I think we'll also stop here for now. In the next session, we move on to question number 118. Thank you so much for joining this session. See you again next time. Bye.